Hello guys, good morning. We are starting from study class, right? Continuation of study class. So, remember we install the what is that? Not Postman, but the, what was that name? Anyone remember? The Node-man, right? Node-1, okay? I mean, we can use here in the development for Node-1. If not, we can directly write like in the build time. If you want to build, just run this, right? TSC dash, like it need to be space here, okay? Yesterday I did something like this, right? That was mistake. Always this will be space, right? I think that was the one error. So if I have to run, like when I'm gonna go and run in the main folder, right? npm run npm run dev, right? Development, because that is what we have in the main package. I want to run npm run dev, this one, okay? So the turbo dev will run, and the turbo will go in each folder like workspace, right? These are the work in the app. It will take action in the app and the package, right? And turbo will tell all the projects in the app to start their development, okay? So the backend has development here, right? This development. So it will run tsc-b. This is the compile for a TypeScript, right? It will convert TypeScript into JavaScript. So if we go back now, right, one thing important is here. Simply, this is what we copied yesterday, right? I missed to add the out. I think there was out dir, but the root dir was not there, right? Root means either where is my source file, right? Source file. So I just created folder here, source index. If I just leave it in the like in the main folder in the backend, right? Then I just have to like change little bit, right? Like just make change here, like in the root folder, right? But if I have inside the source, I can just add source, okay? So root directory is like where to find the TypeScript root directory, and out dir is to compile the TypeScript into JavaScript, right? Inside the dist folder. So I will delete this for now. I'll just delete this and see how it works now, right? So that is all I have done, okay? Added this root dir. So now if we go back here, right? I mean, the rest was working. Our, like the docs, Medco, and web all was working yesterday, right? The backend we added. Okay, sorry. So if you remember how the type is, we compile TypeScript, right? Last time, like creating the TypeScript, config file by running, tsc dash init, it will give you the config, right? But here we just, like added our own config by extending the base, right? Because we already have the config inside the package here, okay? Type package already gives you the pre like TypeScript configuration files, right? So we can just extend this. We just call this one here, right? In our TypeScript, so that you don't have to rewrite all the, I mean, you don't need all this TypeScript file right here, okay? We just extend that one. So that is what @repo, right? From here, we getting the TypeScript config base file, okay? Base JSON, right? Then here library ES2015, that is the JavaScript, like the version. Module, we saw that node module, node next, because of the base JSON, right? There is node next for module, so we have to use the same. Root dir and out dir means output, where will be your output file and where you're gonna find your TypeScript file, right? That is all, okay? So let's run this code. Okay, so let's run it, right? Let's run it. npm run development, okay? Simple enough. And it will compile, right? You see, if I go to the backend, right? It is still working, but it will create the dist folder already. Look at the dist, right? And it gave me the index.ts file right here. Where is that? Sorry, index.js here. Okay. This is turbo backend, right? And also you see the server is running. because in my source index type script I have, this is turbo backend, right? Server is running. Okay, things are working perfectly. Now if you have to check, right? Go here, I don't know how to move that, but all is compiled already, right? I believe it should work. Okay, to navigate, I think, yeah. So mouse, like the keyboard, right? Keyboard arrow button up and down. Okay, so I just pressing down and I will go up, 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 right? So you can see all these are in four different, basically four different projects running, right? Now we go and check online here, localhost, what was that? 8, I think 5,000, right? And see hello world from the server, right? See that? That's coming basically the route. We have the get request, right? Only one request we have, get request. Okay, so if we go back to the in our server right here, this is the what we have. If I go create a new request again, let's call it maybe uh, let's add one more route, right? And call it maybe what we can call user, right? Users. Okay, and here just display. So here you will maybe getting the data of all users from the database and all that, right? This is all the users, right? Like that. Simple, just imagine you're gonna get all the data from the database when you call this route, and you're gonna return that, right? That's how we create API. So now if I go back here and I say root route slash users, right? And root route slash users, I did not get users, right? What happened? I hope I spell correctly. Users users localhost 5,000 slash. Okay, the problem is, right, we don't have node1 refreshing our server. Okay, we don't have server refreshing, right? That's the problem. Okay, so that's why it will not display. You just have to maybe cancel and rerun, right? Or unless we just change the packages and here and add maybe node1, right? Something like, let's add node1. Hope it will do the better job, right? I hope that will work. Okay, let's try again. Npm run dev, right? So maybe need to figure out how to write this correctly, but I think it will work, right? Let's see. Now enter or refresh. Yeah, so it did not work. Somehow I need to figure out how to write this, right? There might be some more code to write this. Okay, but let's delete that for now. Let's not worry, right? Just see if our code is running or not. That is the only important. Save npm run dev, right? Okay, there's something went wrong. Dist index, so it find bypass. Okay, I think I have to delete this again. If something goes wrong, just delete the dist folder, right, and try to rerun it, because sometimes you have something cached from the before, right, and it will maybe conflict with your new build. So better to delete that and start the new server. So let's check now, right? And it will give you, this is all the users, right? Basically it working. So in the real host, when host, right, when you're gonna host, this server will be continuously running and refreshing itself, right? Okay, so there will be a way to do all that. Even in our case, we have to run the node1, right? Somehow to add this node1 so that it will refresh when you update. Okay, so that is all for backend, right? So in the turbo repo, I mean, basically the conclusion is like you can add many projects. When you do you need all this in a simple projects? No, you don't need. I mean, there is no need for all that, right? But if you have complex project where is let's call it maybe some kind of merchant project, it may be long or big e-commerce, right? Where you have so many functionality. Okay, you have merchant side, merchant maybe, right? Or different vendors, I mean, where they have so many. I don't know how to explain, right? There is a merchant, there is a maybe suppliers. I mean, what you call that, merchant, right? Merchant or suppliers. I don't know what is that. You want to create separate, like merchant can open their own organization, right? Own working, app. Basically, someone can just create their own site in your main site, right? So in that case, you maybe have separate like project like this, okay? So you can add merchant, you can have like main websites, you can have any other stuff, right? Inventory. So in that case, you might need to include complex configuration, right? But in simple website, you don't need, okay? One Next.js project will be good enough, right? I believe that's what I understand. So let's stop this one here, and then we're gonna restart, right? Oh, sorry guys, I was stop